Today we're going to talk about proteins, fats, being ketotic, and your gallbladder. Just a wee quick video. Welcome everyone. It is cold outside and there's snow, but it's melting in the day and then it gets cold at night. I digress. Let's talk about protein, fat, ketogenesis, and your gallbladder. It really doesn't matter if you're doing a snake diet. Now, snake diet's like protein and salt, so dumb. Why people follow this diet, I don't know. If you're coming from the world of inflammation or you're having a reaction to the anti-nutrients in plants, sort of like the whole vegan dogma world, you might feel great on a snake diet for a minute and then that'll end real fast. And if people are not admitting that they feel like shite, they're just making money. I mean, they're just not aware of it. Okay. Anything that's a meat-based, where you're trying to drive ketosis by eating high fat, which you should, because a lot of you who are doing high protein feel like garbage. So the protein side. Protein is not a good source of energy. It's just not. It doesn't store glycogen within the muscle. Now, that's the gas tank of your muscles. Gets you through a workout. Gives you energy. Keeps your immune system in check. But then there's ketones, which are units of fat that you either consume or from your body that burn more evenly, slower, but longer, like a marathon runner as opposed to a sprinter. That's a really good comparison. Sprinters are going to run 100 meters real fast, they're going to gas out. Long distance runners are going to go for the longer run without gassing out, but they run so long that their bodies start to eat itself. And both come with their health issues because athletes really are not healthy. But when you are a long distance runner, you're going to burn more evenly, you're not going to burn out as fast, and that's sort of how being in ketosis or not is about. People think that they're in ketosis when they add fruit to their diet. You're not. I should include fruit in this title. Once you add a grape, that fructose, that one grape, is going to tell the brain, like, stop making ketones that are viable. Your brain starts looking for glucose again. But you can't establish glucose because protein does not fill up the gas tank. It just doesn't. It's meant for structure, not for energy. So you never get that rocket fuel on eating a bunch of protein like the snake diet with salt. Then there is the carnivore diet, which people are now promoting high fat, which is great because you should be in ketosis. But the problem is people talk about eating a high fat carnivore diet, but they don't talk about ketosis. Why don't they do it? Because they don't know anything about it. The gurus will tell you to eat high fat and never talk about being ketotic on a carnivore diet. Like never. Like never. At least I haven't heard anything. Not a peep. The point is to drive ketosis because you can't get energy from protein. Because if you try to, you're going to put your adrenal glands under pressure, and that puts the thyroid under pressure, and then your blood sugar starts bouncing, and then as time goes on, the benefits of being ketotic aren't there. But you're just not doing the standard American diet anymore, so you still think that you're doing well, but you're really not, because your immune system will take a hit. It's not if, it's only when. Protein's not a good source of energy. You can't have a good workout on it, and that's why people drink coffee. And that's why they do pre-workouts, which are garbage. What you want to do is up your fat. Of course, animal fats. It's all about animal fat. Not the avocados in terms of fat, but animal fat in terms of being in ketosis. What kinds of animal fats? Beef, butter, tallow, lard, ruminant animals. The bird fats, a little higher in omega-6, not that great. The plant fats, they don't really keep stable ketones. They tend to make your urine turn purple rather than clear, which means you'd be in ketosis if you are between a 1.8 and a 3.0. Now, I will do a deep dive in my part 1 of how do you know if you're in ketosis. That was yesterday's video. Today is more just kind of talking a little bit about proteins, fats, and your gallbladder. You cannot get into ketosis if your gallbladder is sludged up, because you need to be able to break down the fat, and that's what the gallbladder does. It's going to release bile salts. It's going to scrub that fat down so it can get into the bloodstream and get into the cells and even out your energy and your blood sugar from bouncing. It's the point of being ketotic. So that's why you can't use protein as energy. It's either going to be the fat, ketosis, or it's going to be the carbs. Some people cannot get into ketosis because they can't get the stress under control. That's the main reason. Or their gallbladder is junked up and you need to be able to break down the fat to then convert it into ketone bodies. Well, how do you know if your gallbladder is junked up? You're going to feel either bloated, right side pain, pressure in the stomach, radiating pain from the middle of the stomach to the back, heart palpitations in some cases with a gallbladder, loose stool, floating stool, neck pain, greasy stool, pale stool, diarrhea, nausea is the big one, or just an aversion to eat more fat. If your gallbladder is not releasing the bile salts, either stones or sludge, or it's tight, then you're not making the ketones. And unfortunately, that is most people. Most people have something wrong with their gallbladder. Now, often it will alleviate itself pretty quickly for those who just have a little sludge. Like they'll do high fat in the beginning, they'll be like, ugh. And then after a while, people feel okay. They feel all right. But you should have no discomfort with your gallbladder whatsoever. It should function properly. You should be able to eat 20 packs of butter and just feel full rather than sick. But those people who do have problems with sludge and they're not releasing enough bile to break down fat, the fat will rancidify, and that's where you feel sick or bloated. Make sure your gallbladder is working. I've done a ton of videos on how to fix it, what to do, but this video is more putting focus on that you can't get into ketosis if the gallbladder is not functioning properly. So pay attention to those symptoms and all the strategies to fix it, like TITCA or lipase or malic acid or citric acid, flushes, ox bile, bitter herbs, milk thistle. Those are all the different things. Castor oil, massaging it. There's so many different strategies on how to fix the gallbladder, eating your fat with protein instead of fat by itself. But that's not this video. I really want to put stress that you can't get into ketosis if the gallbladder is just even a wee bit sludged up. And that's most of y'all. So pay attention to the symptoms. And then the protein problem. People are eating too much protein. They develop high iron, high B12, high uric acid levels, constipation, dehydration, eating all that protein. Sometimes people have leaky gut and they might see foamy urine and they're losing protein and they can't build the muscle and they feel weak and they feel disillusioned trying to do a ketogenic diet or a ketosis carnivore diet. What do they call it? A ketovore diet? Yeah. That's when low carb, high fat might be a solution to add starch back in the wee bit amounts, around 100 carbs a day, split up throughout the day with your fat around 100 as well, until you can get that gallbladder working and go back to ketosis land. Because that's where I feel is the best to manage as a modern human your health issues. Remember, the gallbladder has to function. You have to have enough stomach acid to break down your protein. So, digestive enzymes should only be taken, that's my pony, cyclically. Not all the time. Some people are on digestive enzymes for years. Now your pancreas can't do its job, so do not become dependent on any of these supplements. I don't care what it is. Ashwagandha or zinc alone, which you shouldn't do. Definitely the vitamin D, K2 stuff. Ooh, I should do a video on that. Don't take that. Just eat the liver. Or oyster extract. Or oysters in a can. Yeah. Anyway, make sure that your gallbladder is functioning properly. Recognize that you may not be able to get those ketone numbers that you want between a 1.8 and a 3.0 because your gallbladder's jacked up. Can't get energy from protein. And if you eat too much protein, you can develop high iron and uric acid and constipation and kidney pain, back pain. Careful. And if you don't follow your electrolytes, which is a whole nother video, you can suffer from chronic dehydration and constipation. If you miss pooping a day, you constipated. If your stool is hard, you're constipated. If you can't get all the stool out, you're constipated. So be very, very, very careful. Yeah. Carbs, I really don't think we need to focus on carbs. If you eat cruciferous vegetables, your carbs will be in that 20 net carbs. You're going to be fine. If they're cruciferous and you don't have a histamine response, you're good to go. But minimize the carbs. You only need about a golf ball size a day or every other day to get that prebiotic fiber to keep the gut microbiome in check. I hope this helps, and I'm out because this was supposed to be a short video and it's not. Silly me. If you want to learn more, go to stephanieperson.com and book a consultation, and I will definitely take the years of experience with people and thousands and set you right and show you that it's not easy, but you can achieve your physical goals if you are very disciplined, because most people aren't. They give in too quickly, and that's when they come up with things like cyclic ketosis, which is garbage because it takes months to get into ketosis. So if you think you're in ketosis, most likely you're not. If you are eating fruit, stressing, staying up late, not eating enough fat, and eating too much protein, definitely. Also, medications can block your keto adaptation, so be careful with that as well. Oh, and poor sleep too. Gosh, there's so many things. My Instagram is Stephanie Ketogenic. My Facebook fan page is Stephanie the Business Person. My website is stephanieperson.com, and I also run a course where I cover carbs, no carbs, all the diets, you name it. I help you navigate through going between them and what would work best for the individual, plus just health in general. Just in general. Anti-aging, get off the HRTs and the testosterone because it's bad for you. I know you've been lied to. Also, Ozempic, but that's a whole nother video. And I'm out. Energy-ish. No, I got energy. At 57. And peace.